Welcome back guys. Cyberpunk 2077 received a major update just yesterday in the form of version 2.3. This patch introduces 4 new vehicles, the auto drive feature, self-driven, development cabs and more. It also contains updates for photo mode as well as support for AMD FSR 3.1 frame generation, Intel XeSS 2 upscaler and frame generation, and HDR10 plus gaming among others. Now I've already tested the in-game FSR 3.1 frame generation. The smoothing effect is very inconsistent. It's due to the in-game vignette effect. In order to improve the smoothing effect, you need to use a mod to disable the in-game vignette, but this will cause some graphical artifacts, noticeable ghosting. In order to fix this ghosting, you need to use another mod called FSR Frame Generation Ghosting Fix for Cyberpunk. Now I'll be testing the game on my Windows PC that has a Ryzen 5700X 3D processor and an RTX 2070 Super GPU. So I'll simply use Nukem9 Mod to replace the in-game DLSS frame generation implementation with FSR frame generation. This way, Nvidia Reflex will also work, which will help in cutting down the latency. Nvidia Reflex is not compatible with official FSR frame generation implementation. Nukem Mod does cause some graphical artifacts in this game that can be fixed by using some other free mods. I'll show you the complete process in this video. It's highly recommended to use Nukem Mod if your PC has an RTX 20 or 30 series GPU. RTX 40 and 50 GPU owners can simply use DLSS frame generation, but I'm not sure about its smoothing effect. I haven't tested it yet. The developers have decoupled the upscaler from FSR frame generation. Now we can combine DLSS with FSR frame generation. The game comes with an older version of DLSS for upscaler, so I'll manually update it to the latest version. Enabling Nukem9 Mod in this game makes the afterburner frame pacing graph look very thick. I'll be fixing it using Optiscaler Mod. We'll also use Optiscaler Mod to show you the FSR frame generation debug view, verify that FSR frame gen is working properly. We'll be using the latest PU12 nightly build of Optiscaler, can be downloaded for free from Optiscaler's GitHub. Scroll down until you find the asset section, expand it, click on this .7g link. 0.7.7 preview 12 2025 0707. We'll be using build 0.130. Universal version of Nukem9 Mod can be downloaded for free from Nexus Mod's website. Just need to have a free Nexus Mods account in order to download any stuff from here. Click on manual download under Universal. Click on slow download. Download will start. You need to download the version of FrameGen ghosting fix for FSR 3.1 FrameGen corresponding to your display's aspect ratio. My monitor supports 16:9 aspect ratio, so I'll be downloading that version. You can download it from Nexus Mod's website. Just click on files here. Scroll down until you find version 1.4a of the mod, FrameGen ghosting fix 16:9. If your monitor supports 16:10 aspect ratio, download this version 1.4b FrameGen ghosting fix 16_10. This is for my Steam Deck. I'll download 16:9 version. Manual download. Click on download. Click on slow download here. Next mod, very important, disable vignette and or sharpening. You can download it from Nexus Mod's website. Click on files here. Click on manual download under disable vignette. Download the latest version of the mod. Slow download. Next mod, crouch vignette effect remover, again available on Nexus Mod's website. Just click on files here. Download the latest version of the mod. Manual download. Click on slow download. Next mod, trash Begone, will be using its floating debris version. These floating papers exhibit some artifacts with Nukem9's FSR frame generation enabled. So I'll be removing the debris using this mod. Click on manual download here. Click on slow download. Download will start. Latest version of DLSS Upscaler 310.3.0 is still not available via Nvidia App. That's why I'll be manually updating the game's DLSS Upscaler. You can download it from TechPowerOff's website. Click on download here. Click on any of these servers. The download will start. In order to activate the transformer model of DLSS 4, need to set the render preset to K. I'll be verifying these details using DLSS Debug overlay. To activate this overlay, I'll be executing the registry code provided by Emos. Just copy these lines. Create a new text file anywhere on your PC. Name it anything you want. I'll just name it as overlay. Change the extension from .txt to .reg. Hit enter. Yes. Select the file. Right click. Open with Notepad. Paste the lines here. Click on file. Click on save. Now if you want to disable the DLSS debug overlay, just replace the number 4 here with 0. Click on file, click on save, close and run this registry file. I'll revert the change as I want to enable the DLSS debug overlay. Select the file, right click, open. Click on yes. Okay, that's it. First I'll be installing Optiscaler Mod. Open its archive file. Copy the highlighted files, 2 of them, right click, copy. Need to paste them in the game's installed directory. Select the game in your Steam library, right click, manage, click on browse local files. Open bin folder, open x64 folder. Paste the 2 files here, right click, paste. Now you can use the file name dxgi or dbghelp for optiscaler.dll file. If you use any other mod like Reshade, it comes with its own dxgi.dll file. So to avoid the file name conflict between Optiscaler and Reshade, I'll just change the name of optiscaler.dll file to dbghelp.dll. In this directory, there is already a file with the name dbghelp.dll. So just delete that file first. There it is. Now just change the name of optiscaler.dll file to dbghelp. Open optiscaler.ini file. Set DXL upscaler to DLSS. Set FG type to Nukems as we will be using Nukem9 Mod. Now I'll show you how to enable flip metering setting, which will fix the thick afterburner frame pacing graph. Scroll down until you find NV API section. From here just set disable flip metering to true. Click on file, click on save, close. Now I'll manually update DLSS Upscaler. Replace the older version with the latest one. This is the older version, nvngx_DLSS 310.1.0.0. Open the Upscaler's archive file. Copy this DLL file, nvngx_DLSS. Need to paste it in the game's installed directory. Bin x64 right here. Replace. Now I'll install Nukem9 Mod. Open its archive file. Open DLL_version folder. Copy this DLL file, DLSSG to FSR3. AMD is better. By the way, you can still use the standalone version of Nukem9 Mod. You don't need to use Optiscaler Mod if you just want to enable Nukem9's FSR frame generation. Open the game's installed directory. Bin folder x64. Paste the mod file here. Now I'll be installing the other mods to fix the frame generation related graphical artifacts. You just need to extract the archive folder present inside each of these archive files. First we have Crouch Vignette Effect Remover mod. Open its archive file. Copy this archive folder. Go back. Paste. Next we have Trash Begone Floating Debris mod. Open its archive file. Same process. Copy this archive folder. Go back. Paste. Do the same thing for Disable Vignette mod. Copy the archive file. Go back. Paste. FrameGen Ghosting Fix mod. Open. Copy the archive folder. Go back. Paste. Now this archive folder contains all of the files corresponding to the mods that we want to enable. Keep opening it. Go to the last subdirectory. Yeah, these are the archive files. And just copy the extracted archive folder. I'll show you where to paste it. Open the game's installed directory. Paste the archive folder here. It should contain all of the files corresponding to the mods. PC, mod, there they are. You need to make sure that hardware accelerated GPU scheduling setting is enabled on your PC. Right click anywhere on the desktop, click on display settings. Click on graphics, click on advanced graphics settings and enable hardware accelerated GPU scheduling setting from here. If your monitor supports variable refresh rate, enable the setting as well. Now enable VSYNC from Nvidia control panel. In-game reflex setting combined with Nvidia control panel VSYNC will cap the FPS at a value slightly lower than our display's max refresh rate value. For example, if our display supports up to 144Hz refresh rate, FPS will get capped at 138. My display supports up to 240Hz refresh rate, so the FPS will get capped at 224. This will result in a smooth looking animation with low latency. In-game FPS will never exceed the max VRR value. Click on Manage 3D Settings, click on Program Settings. From this drop down bar, select Cyberpunk, scroll down to the end, enable VSYNC from here, apply the changes. My monitor is G-Sync compatible, I'll enable the corresponding settings for it. Click on Setup G-Sync here. Enable the following settings. Enable G-Sync, G-Sync compatible. Enable for full screen mode. Enable settings for the selected display model. I'll also enable G-Sync compatible indicator. This step is optional. Click on display here and check this setting, G-Sync compatible indicator. We're ready to run the game. Play. Graphics settings, I have set it to ultra. Upscaler, just set it to DLSS. Super resolution. Using its transformer model. Using the upscaler's quality preset, sharpness level set to 0.3, up to you. Frame generation, set it to DLSS frame generation, not FSR frame generation. This means Nukem9's mod is working. High to ultra settings, disable post-processing effects, film grain, chromatic aberration, depth of field, lens flare, motion blur, off, apply. Scroll down. Video settings, mode windowed borderless, full HD resolution, reflex on, VSYNC off, no FPS cap applied. Yeah, you need to restart the game now to apply the changes. We are in. Open Optiscaler Mod menu by pressing the insert keyboard key. Make sure DLSS Upscaler is selected from this drop down bar. Its version is shown here. Can be verified via DLSS Debug overlay, which is present in the bottom left corner. Render preset used is K. This is the transformer model of DLSS4. Base resolution 720p upscale to full HD resolution. DLSS auto explore setting is on. This setting helps in reducing ghosting around the objects in the environment. Also fixes the texture shimmering effect produced by shiny objects. I'll quickly show you FSR frame generation debug view. Verify that frame generation is working properly. Check this setting, enable debug view. And no HUD elements are visible in the bottom middle image. Game's interface should not flicker. With FSR frame generation on, only DLSS debug overlay is enabled, so it will flicker. It's not part of the game's interface. And just disable it after verifying the upscaler's details. Color palette is exactly the same for the bottom middle and bottom right images. Smoothing effect should work properly. Displays are working properly for all of the images. Disocclusion mask, depth resources, motion vectors. Disable the debug view. Click on Save INI. I am standing right outside V's apartment building in Little China. Oh my god, look at that buttery smooth animation. Nukem9's mod is working properly. Image quality is looking very clean. No shimmering effect produced around the leaves of the tree. Lighting is not flickering. This happens when you use the in-game FSR upscaler. Look at the leaves here. You can even use DLA if your GPU is powerful enough to handle it. Okay, I'll just steal the cop car, kill the cops. Not seeing any floating debris. This means mod for disabling it is working. I'll just observe the vehicle's bumper. Let me gain some speed. It should not exhibit any flickering, as we are using a mod to disable that effect. It's a bit dark here. Looking for the sunlight. There it is. Cops are coming after me. Yeah, now you can see the vehicle's bumper. No flickering is produced around it. So this is how you use Nukem9's mod without any graphical artifacts in Cyberpunk 2077. Working very nicely. And check out the fence. It's looking clean. Frame pacing graph mostly a flat line. If you don't enable flip metering setting via optiscaler.ini file, the frame pacing graph won't be rendered properly. It will appear to be very thick. Now I'm in Dogtown. It's a bright sunny day. I observed one problem with DLSS 4 upscaler in Cyberpunk. Just observe these plants in the shade, the bushes. Yeah, they're producing a shimmering effect. And I move the camera. I hope this shimmering effect is noticeable. See? Now observe the bush in the brightly lit areas. All thanks to the sunlight. This shimmering effect is not produced. Only produced in the shade in the darker areas. You can fix this issue by switching to DLSS CNN model. Open Optiscaler menu. Click on the setting, render presets override. Click on the drop down bar next to override preset. Set it to preset D, apply. Render preset change can be verified via DLSS Debug overlay. Now observe this bush in the shade. That shimmering effect is gone. So I hope the next iteration of DLSS Upscaler will fix this issue. There is a noticeable drop in terms of image sharpness after switching from DLSS transformer to CNN. Now I'll show you the base game performance. Disable Nukem9's mod, even uninstall it. Set frame generation to off, apply. Exit the game. Open the game's install directory, bin folder, x64 folder. Select dbghelp.dll file, DLSSG to FSR3 log file, DLSSG to FSR3 AMD is better. Optiscaler.ini file, there it is. Delete. Go back to the game's install directory, right here. Open archive folder, PC folder, mod folder. Delete. Now just select the game in your Steam library. Click on the settings cog here. Click on properties. Install files. Click on verify integrity of game files. This will reset DLSS Upscaler as well to the original version. Process complete. Lost the game. We are in. I'm in Little China. Yeah, here FPS is close to 85. Game is still running smoothly, but that buttery smooth effect is gone now. That was produced by Nukem9's mod. I'll just steal this vehicle. Oh my god, someone ran over me. Chase sequence in this game are very heavy on the hardware. One cop down. I'm observing a few hiccups. Enabling FSR frame generation in this game helps in improving the frame pacing. You can see the jitters on the frame pacing graph. VRAM usage is around 6.9 GB. This is why I did not enable ray tracing. But RTX 2070 Super can handle the game's low ray tracing preset. It's just that the base FPS will drop down to 50 to 60. This will increase the latency, which is not ideal when using FSR frame generation. Completely up to you. Okay, now I'll run the game with the in-game FSR frame generation, show you its effect. Just set frame generation to FSR 3.1, apply. Upscaler DLSSC. The upscaler is decoupled from FSR frame generation. Just need to restart the game to apply the changes. We are in Little China. The FPS increased to around 130. Wow, the image quality is looking very clean. All thanks to DLSS Upscaler. See, no shimmering produced around the leaves. In the debug overlay, you can see the version of the upscaler 310.1.0. Render preset use this J, and this is DLSS 4 transformer model. Auto exposure setting is on by default. Can observe an increase in latency. Nukem9's mod felt better than the in-game FSR frame generation, all thanks to Reflex. Its animation quality was looking better as well. The fluidity. In-game FSR smoothing effect will be a bit inconsistent due to the vignette effect. Improving the smoothing effect is very easy. Just use the disable vignette and frame gen coasting fix mods. Okay, so now I'll show you how to disable DLSS debug overlay. Open the overlay.reg file that you created earlier using a text editor. Replace number 4 here with 0. Click on file, click on save, close, run this registry file. Click on yes. Okay, that's it for the video guys. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.